Hello, good evening, everyone. I'm here with Muna in the studios, and today we have a whole bunch of issues to discuss. Just to keep you posted, there's actually a number of things that we'll be looking at today. So the first one is uh, President Hakainde Hichilema says PF mismanaged Zambia for 10 years. So is UPND finally feeling the pressure? The second one is Bowman Lusambo claims Zambians miss him being in parliament. Do you miss Mr. Lusambo? And the third one is the famous fuel prices. It's basically it's just about the fuel price adjustments. What's your reaction on that? And Edgar Lungu's Aide camp is hot in soup. So that's quite a lot on the list tonight. So to begin with, Muna, how are you doing?
Well, I'm very good. I'm very good here. I'm just having internet issues, so I'm not really going to stay that long with you. So you are going to be the main man for the next upcoming streams. But otherwise, I'm very good. How's Canada?
Well, it's right now it's snowing, and as you can see, I'm a little bit tired. I think I worked a lot over the weekend, but it is what it is, right? You gotta get up and run and make money for the family. That's what's important, right? So, how have you settled in Zambia so far?
Well, I can barely hear you because the line is cutting, and Zambia is good. If I got your question right, Zambia is very good. It's just pretty hot for February, so obviously the transition has been a little bit dramatic for me. But we are obviously adapting and everything is okay. I mean, Zambia is doing very well. There's a lot of improvement and it's really developed. You should visit very soon.
Yes, I'm actually scheduled to visit this year. I'm just trying to put things in place before August. Actually, I'll be there. So I have a few projects that I would like to inspect and see how far they've gone. But so far, so good. I'm glad you kind of like ran away from the very very cold weather. But it's beginning to warm up here, and that's a plus, right? So we everyone is happy. We're getting excited that we'll be in shorts shortly. So, regarding today's topics, is there anything that you'd like to point out to them? What is your take on what we're discussing this evening?
Well, with regards to the topics, right, we obviously have a few interesting ones, and the ones that I'm mostly interested in are obviously due to the fact that we recently experienced some fuel price increments, and this is obviously due to the fact that there's a lot of things going on in the world. So my main concern was finding out exactly how Zambians feel about this particular development, and I just want to like find out the rationale behind what has been happening and the consistent fuel adjustments that we're going to be facing. Of course, I do understand it's not really the Zambian government's fault because there's a lot of factors in play. But my main concern is will the Zambians be able to understand? And has there been a lot of information with regards to, just getting to let the Zambians know exactly the rationale and the reasons behind the upcoming volatile market situations? Besides that, we're also going to look at the statement that was said by our president, President Hakainde Hichilema, saying the Patriotic Front has mismanaged Zambia for the past 10 years. So, having to correct all that type of mismanagement within a year is, something that can't easily be done. So that's obviously something that we're also going to be looking.
But,
That's something we're going to be discussing as well.
just on the gas issue, I think it's an interesting topic because right here in Canada, the gas per liter is almost close to $2. If we had to translate it into Zambian kwacha, it would be close to around 27 Is it thousand? I've lost I've lost the currency. But it's been a long time. Yeah, it's about 27. Is it 27 kwacha? Something like that. Yeah. So everyone is complaining, but as I said, I was a friend of mine posted about the gas issue. I said, "Well, it's a tricky thing, and I pity the president because he doesn't have control over that. But again, you have to weigh the benefits of him trying to subsidize the fuel, and then versus him channeling those resources towards other developmental issues. So that's a very very controversial topic, and it's I would love to hear what people would say. Muna, do we have the link for people to join in the comments? Did you pin it already?
I haven't pinned it yet, but you can post it. Check your WhatsApp line, then copy and paste the link from there, put it in StreamYard, and then
No,
people are going to be able to join and be part
okay.
of this conversation. So just go to your WhatsApp,
Yeah, I got it
copy
already.
and paste the link that I sent you.
Yeah,
Good. Then paste it, and then people are going to be able to join. So
yeah,
to
yeah.
all the viewers watching us right now, kindly join us.
Okay, so again, uh, talking about Mr. Lusambo, do you miss him being in parliament?
Perry, unfortunately, my internet is so bad right now. I can barely get what you're saying. So, this is what I'm going to do.
Okay, all
I'm
right.
going to be in the background. I'm
Okay,
going to be in the background, and then I'll pop back up once the internet issue is resolved. So,
okay, right on.
I hope you're going to get enough viewers and participants, so people can join the link in the description. Otherwise, my network is very well. I'll have to join you a little bit later.
All right, my friend. At this time, I'll just start reading the comments, and we have Mukuka Godfrey says we can't miss a Dow and opportunistic MP like Musambo and a Mayor Great Hall failure. Was Mukuka is calling the shots right there. And then the next one is from Nicholas Musonda Jr. I can't miss Chilosha. He is a worst minister I've, I think he meant ever seen. And then Glenda Chiwe from California says gas in Cali is almost $7. And then I'll continue reading the comments here. I have Sicheva Sibupiwa says the rising of fuel is not only in Zambia but the whole world. Some country increased with cents and some increased with dollars, e.g. Namibia. So I have let me just add somebody on the line. This is Musumali. How are you doing this evening?
Good evening. How are you, sir?
I'm very well. And yourself? Hello. Could you please unmute yourself?
Okay. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. How are you?
Very fine.
Yeah. So we have a number of topics to discuss this evening. Well, you can choose whichever topic you like to comment on.
Okay. I'll talk a little bit on fuel price being high,
Mm-hmm.
and then on the issue of Bowman Lusambo saying people are missing him in Parliament.
Okay.
I'll start with Mr. Bowman Lusambo, Honi Bowman Lusambo. I think there are no people who are missing him. Reduce the volume. There are no people who are missing him in Parliament. He was among the people who made Zambian people to go through all what we have gone through like this.
Yeah.
He was the minister of Lusaka who was even whipping people, whom we only saw whipping people around Lusaka. And then he was there defending Chinese people instead of his own people. Today now he's out of the government is there talking things which are not even important. On the
Now,
other hand,
where does he get the notion that people are missing him? Are there other people that are telling that he's being missed?
I think the people whom is referring to are the people whom he was eating with in PF.
Mm,
That's what I can say, not the suffering Zambians who never had children. Children they are paying, going to school.
yeah.
Now today they are not paying. To those who were eating with Mr. Bowman Lusambo, they are the one who are feeling good to say we are missing him because they were giving them pocket money, things which were not even equivalent to help their children. Are you getting me?
Yes, I can hear. Go on.
Yes, yes. Those are the saying they are missing him, not those Zambians who were suffering, who had their children who never had chance to go to school. Those they are the people who are saying I'm missing him. The Cleage people, the PF guys, they are the one who are saying it so, not Zambians, those who are suffering. No. And then on the issue for the fuel price, I think that one is like today we have the problem with Russia, Ukraine.
Yes.
Then the prices for fuel are going to be high. We're not going to expect them to be low again like the way they used to be. So the fuel price is going
But
to be high because even you
but
at the first I heard you saying you are buying fuel at $2 in Canada. Not so?
yes, yes, it's close to
Now
$2.
when
Yes.
you change a $2 into Zambia, $1 is equivalent to somewhere 16.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you put double of that, which means us fuel here in Zambia is even cheaper than in Canada.
Well, just on that, as I said earlier on, for me, I'm okay with the government leaving the like the prices as they are. So at least if they go up and down, I'm okay with that. But as I said earlier on, you have to look at the benefit, right? You subsidize fuel, and then there's other people that are suffering, like pensioners were paid, and just because we managed to get that money and then realign it, for lack of a better term. So
Okay.
do you think that government should go back to subsidizing it?
Yeah, that one is better because when you see at the money we've used, the government has used to pay the school fees for the pupils, the money the government has used to pay for bursaries for the students, the money the government has used to pay the pension for the retirees is enough. They need to do that so that at least from that uh, direction they should get something from that so that they can increase again the budget. As again, there's an increment to CDF fund, which is up to 25.7 million. So they cannot reduce to every or the government where they're supposed to get the money from. They can't reduce everywhere because they have nowhere to get the money to pay for retirees again. They will have no money to increase the CDF. What they've done is they've brought money out from the city and put it into the people's pockets, which is the districts.
Okay, Mr. Musumali, don't go anywhere. Let me just ask a question to Mwanji. One moment. Mwanji, could you please unmute yourself? How are you, sir? How are you doing? Hello. I think we lost Mwanji there. Next, I think I'll add somebody else. This is Lukombo Kakaonde, the junior headman. How are you doing, sir? Hello. Hello. Uh, I'm unable to hear him. Yes, Mr. Musumali, you can unmute yourself and go ahead, please. Yeah, Mr. Musumari, go ahead, please. Hello, Mr. Musumari, you can go ahead. Hello, Mr. Musumari. I don't think he can get me. So again, I'll just to pretty much highlight the topics that we are discussing this evening. Basically, we're looking at one. We have President Hakainde saying PF mismanaged Zambia for 10 years. So the thing is it all talk? Well, but we've heard about this mismanagement, but what are they doing about it? You know, because I think at this time, this is the time not to cry over spilled milk. We've heard how things were mismanaged, but what's corrective action? Right now, let me just go to the comments and see what people are saying. Um, okay, so a lot of people are saying no, they don't miss Bowman, and then Mulenga Chomba says who misses Lusambo, a ridiculous individual. It's wow. And then the next one is from Gift Martins Chinoya. God granted Lusambo an opportunity, but unfortunately, he misused it. Well, I agree with you. I don't know how did he mismanage it. He's okay. He seems to be very comfortable. And then yes, Mr. Sumari, go ahead. Hello. Go ahead, Mr. Musumari. I think I've lost Mr. Musumari there. So again, the other issue that for me, the issue that I have with the UPND is, for lack of a better term, I would say they are smiling in the dark, you know, and they've done quite a number of things, but there's no one to sell whatever they've done so that people can understand, you know. So for me, as long as HH keeps on underselling himself, it's going to affect him. And they need to go out there and then, you know, show people their true intent, because right now we we, we 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 have a whole bunch of people that are against whatever he's doing, and he became president at the wrong time when there's basically so much going in the world. But yeah, let's see what these guys are able to do in the coming months and a few years. I'll go back to the comments again, and let's see what we have here. So Oscar Masoe said, "We are listening, guys. Continue with a good job." Thank you very much, Oscar. And then Rebecca Nurenda says, "I can't miss him. He was a hypocrite." Wow, that's another one there. Um, Homely Sinkala says, "I can't miss that guy. He's a corrupt man." Wow. And then I have Matthew Kunda says, "I can't miss Mr. Osam." But where is he getting the idea that people are missing him? Or maybe is it him missing Parliament though? Because he seems to be so forceful on it. Okay, again, I'll just go back to the topics that we're discussing this evening. The first one is President Hakainde Hichilema says PF mismanaged Zambia for 10 years. And then the second one is Bowman Lusambo claims Zambians miss him being in parliament. So the third one is fuel price adjustment. What is your reaction? And then the fourth one is Edgar Lungu's aide de camp in hot soup. So you can choose on whichever topics you'd like to tackle this evening. The floor is open. The link is already in the. I'll post it again, just for people who just joined us. Okay, there we go. That's the link for you guys there again. Again, I'll continue with the comments. Sibupiwa says, stop comparing your poor country called Zambia to rich countries. Well, it's true, we can't compare, but we can set benchmarks, right? We can learn from how those guys have pretty much made it. And as I said, in my case, I'm talking about fuel, right? Fuel is expensive everywhere, and Zambia doesn't produce any fuel. So it will be unrealistic for us to buy fuel cheaper in Zambia when we can't produce any of it. So that's the issue. The next one is ITX best. I can't miss Lusambo, a leader without vision. Wow. And then Sicheva Sibupiwa says, Promise Ngosa, are you not in Zambia? And then I have Samuel Shanzi. I'm so much UPND and in support of HH. He's a businessman, so we need to see his matrix in business, not only in fuel, but making the majority business minded. Okay, I have a few people that I'll add on the. I have Alams Nguni. Mr. Alams Nguni, how are you, sir?
I'm fine, thank you. And how are you?
I'm well. I can't complain. How's Zambia this evening?
Zambia is okay. What
Great.
of is that?
So, sorry?
USA?
No,
Is that USA?
I'm in Canada.
Okay.
So we have
yes, boss.
Yeah, we have about 4 topics that we're discussing this evening. Which one would you like to comment on?
I just want to talk about the fuel.
Yes.
Though the other topics, I think I missed them at some point. I just heard of fuel. Maybe if you can repeat the topics, maybe I can be able to talk about them.
Absolutely. The first one is President Hakainde says PF mismanaged Zambia for 10 years. For me, I think I've heard this song several times, and I'm getting tired of it. I think I need corrective action. And then the second one is Bowman Lusambo claims Zambians miss him being in parliament. The question is, do you miss him? The third one is fuel price adjustments. What's your reaction? And then the fourth one is Edgar Lungu's Aide camp in hot soup. You can pick whichever topic you'd like to comment on, sir.
Yeah, maybe I can comment on the 2.
Okay.
Yeah, the first thing, or maybe let me say, the issue of Bowman Lusambo, I think that is not, we don't miss him. There were a lot of childish in the parliament where they could slap other people. I feel that was very much childish, and looking at that, I cannot miss him. Yeah. Then the issue of fuel, yes, a lot of people have been complaining about fuel, but the good thing that we are seeing, as it was pronounced by the president to say, they are going to use the subsidies to pay school fees for people who are vulnerable. I think we are able to get the objective of the president. Unlike if it was just a story where school children are not being paid, they're paying by themselves, and others they were even they even stopped school, and right up now they've started. So I think that's not much to complain about. I think that's what I can comment.
Okay. And then the other issue is you said you had 2 issues to comment on.
Yeah, that one was on Bowman Lusambo, that we are missing Bowman Lusambo.
Oh, perfect. At this point, I don't go anywhere. Let me just revert to Mr. Mpombo. Mr. Mpombo, good evening.
Hello, good evening. Good evening,
How
Very
are
good
you?
evening.
How is Italy this evening?
Very cold. It's cold. We are back to the cold weather, and this morning
Come
it was
on, come on.
this this
Italy is
morning
not as
this,
cold as Canada.
this morning. Well, you guys, it's very cold. But for us, of course, when you're talking about -2 degrees, we will say that it's cold.
Well, we get to -50 here, so
I know. You guys are crazy.
yeah. So, Mr. Pombo, we have about 4 topics that we're discussing this evening. Which one would you like to comment on?
I would love. Well, maybe I'll tackle only 3 of the many topics that you have.
Yes.
Allow me first of all to say I think I side by your opinion when you said this song on the plundering of the country's resources. Now it is becoming a little bit monotonous because we have talked about it. We are now in 6th month. This is the 6th month, and what I can deduce is pushing even the Zambians to become a little bit impatient is the fact that the Zambians, together with the current government, they know that the resources have been plundered. There have been a lot of mismanagement in the past governance. So I think what the people are waiting for, Mr. Perry, are the actions. We have talked 6 months now. It's becoming 6 months is half a year. It's half a year. We continue. Well, they understand. The government, the people of Zambia, they understand what the president is repeating. The former government plundered the resources. Yes. The thing is, yes, we know. But what are you doing? That's a question. And I think,
Mr. Mpombo, just to cut you short. The problem that I have with the UPND is the propensity of it's like winking in the dark. You are busy smiling in the dark, and you want everyone to start smiling with you. You have show what you're doing. Give us your plan. Give us a timeline.
Yeah.
You can't just tell me that I'll come tomorrow, and then you expect me to wait the whole day. You have to state, okay, I'm coming tomorrow at such and such a time. I'm going to employ teachers by this time. You don't just say, okay, you can't just give people a blank statement and then expect them to make opinions from it. So that's the issue that I have. Please go on, sir.
Yes, I think the promises were very, very, very convincing during the campaign session. The promises were very convincing. Now, well, the impatience from the Zambians is coming because, well, 6 months now. It's is it 6 months or 3 months? Am I wrong?
Well, that was in August, right? So
it's 6 months.
Yeah, close to 6 months actually.
So close to 6 months. 6 months. My goodness, it's half a year. We are supposed to go and do some conclusion of how this year is going to be like. Very soon we'll reach that point. So we understand when the president said, yes, the last government plundered the resources. Everyone knows. The current government, they know. The Zambian people, the 2.8 plus the 1.8, all of them, they know. Even the Patriotic Front members, you gentlemen, Mr. Perry, I think I am very happy that the president is saying, now it's time to govern. So I am going to govern all the Zambian people. So it means he is now supposed to speak to all the Zambians, 1.8 plus 2.8 million, plus the rest who did not participate in the voting. And
Mr. Pombo, don't you think that it's time for him to kind of like realign his team? Because
yes,
I don't think the team that he has assembled is
you are right.
Pretty much.
You are right, Mr. Perry. You are right, Mr. Perry. And I'm one of those advocates who says probably We still have problems in the Ministry of Health, not the minister, probably the people who are working with the minister in the Ministry of Health. Who is this? The pharmacist, Jeremy. Jeremy is complaining. Is complaining. So we have the problem at the Ministry of Health. Not, I repeat, not the minister, Mrs. Masebo, but I think the team working with the minister. And we have the problem at the Ministry of Information, according to me, Mr. Perry. At the Ministry of Information, which is one of the key ministries in the governance.
Mr. Mpombo, before you get to that, let me just put you on hold and accommodate one
yes, please.
participant. Mr. Alams Muni, please.
Yes, please.
Yeah, please unmute yourself and comment, please.
Yeah, as my colleague has said, yes, the government of today is supposed to realign, and he has cited a very important issue of which is happening in the Ministry of Health. There were a lot of problems in the Ministry of Health, unlike the way how things are now. And the last time I was there, getting some information from the park, I could see even the answers which were coming out were not convincing. And the new team in the Ministry of Health, they are saying they will try by all means to do the best that they can do. And previously, there are a lot of diversion from the morals. So we are just hoping that things will be okay as for now, and that will help in the country.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Mpombo, pick it up, please.
Yes, so I think in the Ministry of Health, they need some changes, some urgent changes. And then in the Ministry of Information, people have already complained. There are just too many people who are coming out as spokesman, spokesperson, permanent this, permanent that. So there is a little bit of confusion. If I speak as a citizen, from on my point of view, I find it quite a little bit confusing. I know some of the people there at the Ministry of Information, they are so much competent, but we are lacking the point of reference. We need that key voice which comes and speaks to us and clarifies the situation. Now, that key voice, that one voice, because if we are going to have three voices, this is going to confuse me. I don't know who to accuse when I'm not satisfied. I'd love to have one person who I can accuse if I am not satisfied. So, Ministry of Information, Mr. Perry, I think that's one of the sides. Now, the other thing I wanted to contribute, Mr. Perry, is regarding the fuel hiking, the prices of fuel.
Yes.
Italy is in Europe, is one of the founding nations of the European Union, Italy. And it's quite distant from Russia, from Ukraine. But Italy benefits a lot from importing grains, rice, and from importing fuel, especially natural gas, the GPL. We use GPL for warming houses, for running industrial machinery. We use the GPL for running buses, big buses, the public transport. We use GPL for very high percentages of vehicles here in Italy. And not only in Italy, I think also in Europe, Mr. Perry. So when the war in Ukraine started, a day after, in Italy, the prices of fuel shoot up by 50%, Mr. Perry. 50%, just a day after. 2 days ago, that was on Friday, they have already increased again by 60%. 60%, Mr. Perry. Why am I saying this? I would like to talk to my fellow Zambians. This is a very different situation from COVID pandemic. We understand the former government would say, we had COVID, we have increment in prices and all the like. This crisis in Ukraine, it's not a simple crisis. It's quite a huge crisis. If in Zambia, we know we are so diplomatic, we don't want to side too much between the sides, but
neither do we. So we'll leave that issue to the big guns.
I know.
Yes, go ahead. Go
idea
on,
it's not easy.
Yeah,
I know it's not easy for us, but the crisis in Ukraine is going to affect Zambia's economy, whether we want it or not, brothers and sisters on the panel. Why is it going to affect Zambia as an economy? Because we import. Zambia is not self-sufficient. We don't grow anything. Potatoes, we grow some potatoes. Or onions. Onion, now we get it from South Africa. Tomato from South Africa. The so-called infrastructure of our PF, where the malls, the what do you call them? Shopping malls. The products in the shopping malls are all imported, friends. They are all imported. Why shouldn't the fuel be affected in Zambia if we import 95% of what we consume? Why?
Okay, Mr. Mpombo, just there, just in case you've just joined us, tonight we're discussing about 4 topics. The first one is President Hakainde Hichilema says PF mismanaged Zambia for 10 years. The second one is that Bowman Lusambo claims Zambians miss him being in parliament. The third one is fuel price adjustments. What's your reaction on that? And then the fourth one is Lungu's Aide camp is in hot soup. I know you have so many points to put across, Mr. Mpombo. Let me just give Leonard a chance to air out a few things while you put your points in order as well. Leonard, how are you doing? Hello, Leonard. Mr. Mpombo, seems Leonard is I think he's having connection issues. You can pick it up, sir.
Right. So I was saying, it is inevitable, Mr. Perry, and the viewers and the panelists, it's inevitable that the fuel prices in Zambia will rise. Actually, we just need, the government will just need to put some correctional measures, how they are going to help. This time, if they removed some subsidies on the fuel, on the petrol, or on the electricity supply, with this war in Ukraine, we are going to be affected. And I might guess that probably there will be some correction measures where the government will come to help the citizens this time. And this time, I wouldn't be surprised if some subsidies would be introduced in the fuel supply.
Well, Mr. Pombo, just on that one, my take for me is that if you look at most of the people in Zambia are into trading, right? I think this is the time the government should have a government-owned fleet of buses. When you have a government-owned fleet of buses, you work on it as a loss leader, like make people jump on that bus, go and transact just to help out. Yeah, I think it wouldn't be a bad idea because this fuel issue will keep on going up. And if the government wants to arrest that, they should come up with a fleet of buses that are traveling like the former UBZ, have that concept, I know people that own buses in the private sector will come and say, what is this guy talking about? But it's another way of helping. The government says, oh, you are complaining about the transportation costs. You have a choice to go private or public, you know, and that's the option that I can, because these the fuel, like here in Canada, fuel prices almost every week they're going up, and when they reduced the prices last time, I said to myself, I said, what are they doing? You know, they should have left that averaging, because the fuel prices were going up here, and then they decided to reduce it. What? I know it was a plan, so that is when people complain, they'll say that, okay, but last time we reduced it, so the prices have gone up because where we source it, it's gone up as well. But that's why I said the most important aspect is for government to look at other ways of addressing this, and the other ways of addressing this is for government to own a fleet of buses and then make transportation affordable for people who are trading. That's the other way they can pretty much help in palliating this issue. Any other comments, sir?
You are right, Mr. Perry. You are right. Though I think it might be a little bit premature for that idea. I think they had to study it in time. Maybe they organize the system. If the Zambians, it's something that you can even debate. That idea, I think it's an idea to be debated in Parliament to see if it is conducive. And what I can foresee in the near future, Mr. Perry, because the hiking of fuel is going to depend absolutely on the outcome or on the period this war is going to take in Ukraine. The more the war will stay, Mr. Perry, the more difficult business will be worldwide. It's not a question of Zambia. It's not a question of this government or the government of South Africa. It's a question of, it's a world matter. We observe, we are having, Mr. Perry, for example, Poland has received 1 million refugees from Ukraine. 1 million. Italy is receiving now, they have only received 300,000. 300,000 refugees from Ukraine. Zambia, is Zambia receiving any refugee from Ukraine? Has it received any refugee from Ukraine? At the moment, no. Who is going to pay for the 1 million refugees who are going now to be fed by Poland? Who is going to pay for all the other millions who are on the move to go to seek refuge in other countries? All these things are questions to discuss. The Zambian people here, Mr. Perry, should be realistic. We need to be realistic. I am also sad. I'm not happy that fuel is going to be increased. I feel very painful, and I didn't want this war to erupt this time when COVID is still hitting the economy of Africa. I was not thinking of this thing. It's a disaster.
Mr. Mpombo, here's another issue, though.
Yes.
You have, when the price of fuel goes up, right? All other commodities go up.
Yes.
But let's say for people that are in formal employment, right? You have this static salary, and then you have these costs that are constantly going up, right?
Yes.
So this results in your disposable income getting less and less and less and less, and then people feel the pinch that way,
Yes.
And when people feel the pinch, they get dissatisfied with the government, and they vote them out. And that's why I'm saying this is the time where UPND have to be very strategic about this, because this is going to make or break their rule, because if it's not addressed in a diligent and proper manner, it's going to be something else altogether. Because
go on.
People are coming from the premise, that HS promised them that fuel was going to go down.
Yes.
But there's these other extenuating factors that have led for the price to go up.
Yes.
And no one is coming to explain these things from the
Yes,
UPND.
yes, that's the
And
problem.
that's the problem I see.
That's the problem, Mr. Perry. They are not explaining. What I'm trying to say this evening, I am not defending the government. I am not a song singer and a song praise, all these things. I am not defending, but I want to speak, I want to talk reality. The reality here is there is another crisis. Apart from COVID, let's remember, Mr. Perry, that Zambia has only injected about 2.5 million or 3 million, and we are 18 million. So I don't know, even we need to inject about 10 million Zambians. We have only done for 3 million.
So maybe let me ask you this question.
How much resources we still need. Yes.
How is Italy trying to resolve this fuel issue?
Italy now they are discussing already. They have already discussed in Parliament. They have taken the question into the Parliament. Into the Parliament, the Prime Minister has made a statement, and he has made it very clear. Unfortunately, countrymen and women, we import a very high ratio of our fuel and electricity from the countries in question. So if we import, we are going to be affected. But what the government will do is, it is going to come to the aid of the poor citizens. Now, one of the conditions, one of the things that the government is doing here regarding transport, they don't want to hike the fares for transport. So what happens? The government now gives a small subsidy to private sectors, private companies, so that citizens pay the same price. What remains, the government gives a 50% so that companies do not default. They do not go bankrupt. You cannot also operate when you are not increasing the price, as you have said, Mr. Perry. You cannot make a profit if the price of fuels go up, the costs remain the same, and probably the number of people has reduced who can enter into a bus. So takwabati full packed, could at 80% or 85% of the people can enter into a bus because of the COVID restrictions.
Well, that's yeah. But for me though, I feel that in the Zambian scenario, the UPND they have to go back to the drawing board and re-strategize, because this it's gonna paint them black. It's gonna paint them black in that one, you know that get me right on this one. The PF are busy singing, right? They're saying, look, when we came in, fuel was this much. Even if you say that we are corrupt, but at least we had a heart for the people. You see that? So that in itself is that's what I'm saying. They need to find somebody who's gonna, try to clarify these issues. Because right now, if someone from PF comes and then says these things, you can listen. You give them a voice. You give them time.
Yeah, propaganda. Everything. When things are very high, we find all these difficulties. Look at the employment issue. Teachers are still asking questions. Doctors are still asking questions. There are a lot of civil servants. They are asking questions. So I repeat, we have reached 6 months. 6 months. So people are going to become impatient. I am positive that President Hakainde Hichilema is going to do something better. And there is something that I'm proud of this government.
Well, before you jump on that, let's just give Brother Moses a chance, and then I'll get back to you.
Yes,
sir.
please. Yes, please.
Brother Moses.
Hello.
Hello, how are you doing, sir?
Hello, good evening, dear.
Good evening. How are you, sir?
I'm okay, thank you. It has been long.
Yes, yes. We've been trying to work things in the background and trying to uh, re-strategize as well. You know, you have to strategize, and that's where we are. But we are glad to let you know that we are back on, and pleased to have you here tonight. So, what's your contribution, sir?
I've just joined.
So,
Can you
so, ba-
highlight me some point?
so basically, we are talking about this four things on the table tonight. The first one
Yeah,
is President Hakainde Hichilema says PF mismanaged Zambia for 10 years. And my
yeah.
question is, this has become a song. What are the issues that he's trying to change? How is he trying to address this thing? The second is Bowman Lusambo claims Zambians miss him being in parliament. So the
Yeah.
question is, do you miss him? And then the third one is the fuel price adjustment. What is your reaction towards those? And then the fourth one is Edgar Lungu's Aide camp in hot soup. So you can choose on whichever you would like to comment on, and then pretty much the floor is all yours, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. I will speak on the President HH. I think as Zambian, we need to be patient. Let us not compare 10 years with, is it 1 year or 6 months in office? We Zambians, we came out in a large number to vote out this PF regime so that we can see change. Personally, me, I'm able to see change in terms of peaceful, also some good ideas which this government is making.
Well, when you talk about
Uh,
good ideas, what are you talking about? Can you please enlighten us?
yeah, what I'm talking about.
Hello. I think we've lost brother
Together.
Moses, Mr. Okay, you're back. Yes, go ahead,
Yes.
Mr. Brother Moses.
Yes. We have heard also from pronouncement from the budget about 30,000 teachers, 11,000. We are here to see it, but I know that this government has been putting things in order so that when they employ these guys, there is no challenges in terms of maybe payment and other issues.
Yeah, brother, here's my problem with that issue. There's no time frame.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I promise that I'm going to give you 20,000 next time I see you.
Yeah.
Let me just say I'm going to give you 20,000. The question is, we're going to ask is when. You know, when are you going to give me that? Because when you give a time frame, people at least are expectant of something. But if you leave it open like that, it's gonna be, well, is it at the end of the year? You know what I mean? So that's the issue that I have with that. You know, please go on, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, we can have that issue, and I'm hoping we are having that issue almost every Zambian. Be it the budget has been implemented or made within a short period of time with this government into power. I'm hoping maybe 2022 or 2023.
Okay,
It will be more.
yeah, just on that one, I have a comment from Janet Tyro. Says, yes,
Yeah.
truth be told, UPND. Yes, truth be told, can UPND change things in 7 months when PF under Mr. Lungu's leadership mismanaged things in 10 years? So, yeah, please go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is UPND made this budget within a short period of time, and they had to found the things scattered in this country. Be it one of them is without money in the coffer of this nation and other things. So they have been trying to mobilize to have money at the same time. whilst they pronounce this budget. So they are working. In fact, there is a big job which this government is trying to put things in order so that they can get into the promises to fulfill them. But I have confidence that later on in future, should be 2023 budget, is not going to be like a delay the way it is today, because I think things will be in order.
Okay, I have a question for you. Do you miss Mr. Lusambo being in parliament?
No, I don't.
Okay, all right.
I don't miss him because...
let me just revert to Mr. Mpombo. He's been waiting for a long time. Mr. Mpombo, please pick it up.
All right, thank you.
Right. You know, when Mr. Perry, when I was saying we are now down 6 months.
Yes.
I did not mean that the government is doing nothing. No, that's not the question. Actually, we have acknowledged the government started. The Zambian people, some of the Zambian people are wrong when they say it is only 6 months down the road, so let's give them time. No, actually, the president, Hakainde Hichilema, Mr. Perry, if you remember, he started working the same day he was sworn in. The first thing he did was to abolish cadreism. You remember?
Yes.
Yeah. So the president did the first step. No cadres in bus stations, in any place. Please, no cadres, no UPND cadres. Well, not cadres in good sense, in the good sense of the term, but cadres in like those commanders and the bosses and all those rubbish. He said no more oppressing the people. Let now professionalism continue in the governance of this country. So the president has already started. The anxiety of the Zambian people, of course, we can start feeling it now. The anxiety or the impatience of the Zambian people is that they are waiting for the beginning of the employment of the doctors, nurses, civil servants, and the teachers. So they are the reason impatient in the Zambian people. We cannot say that the government has not yet started working. The government has already started working. One, CDF, decentralization. It has already started the Zambian people. Those who do not want to reflect on this, I can allow myself maybe to pinpoint these things. No cadreism, decentralization. We are a Zambian people, no tribalism, no tribalistic discussions. All of us, we are Zambians.
Mr. Mpombo, what would you say to people that are dissatisfied? What would you say to those that are not happy?
I can understand them. I can understand the people who are not happy because we have suffered a lot. That is the truth. 10 years was just terrible, Mr. Perry. Terrible. We were scared of moving, scared of talking. So the people, they thought probably it's going to be easy, but to those who are not satisfied, my word is this. The damage was just too huge that in psychology, Mr. Perry, you say, we need a process of decontamination. There was a lot of, how can I say? Contamination. Yeah, that is in psychology. There was a lot of contamination. Things were contaminated. So we need now to start a process of decontamination. And this process of decontamination, Mr. Perry, would they have started with members of parliament. They have started with
Mr. Mpombo. How would you say that there's decontamination when there's no feedback being provided? What progress do we see? You know.
I think there it is missing, Mr. Perry. There we are missing that one. So if there is somebody who can say, listen, gentlemen, now we are reaching this stage. In this month, we have done this. Please observe. We are lacking that one. But the process before, the president was saying, first of all, we have to stop the leakage. The leakage. When you are wounded, the blood is flowing. To cure that person who is wounded, we need first of all to stop the blood flow. And the president is very much correct in saying that. But we are lacking the people of Shangombo, the people of Luapula, my home, Kulakumansa, Kuluapula, my home birthplace, Kuluapula. We are lacking people to explain to the Luapula people that the first process is supposed to be decontamination, Mr. Perry. If we are not going to decontaminate the working profession, the council working, the police, Mr. Perry, you know what happened in the police. And even the police themselves have accepted, they say, we are supposed to build the trust between we and the people of Zambia.
Very well said. At this point, let me just give chance to Brother Moses. Maybe he has one or two things to echo as well.
Thank you.
Brother Moses, pick it up, please.
Yes, thank you for this privilege again.
You're welcome.
I think my brother there, Mr. Mpombo, is right. We are coming from a terrible situation, but today I'm really happy because we are free. We are even able to move freely and to interact with the same code police. Previously, when we see a police is coming, we Zambians, it was like a rebel is coming. So there were no that good relationship whereby we can even stop, discuss, chat, try to extend, because police is a police service to give the service to us Zambians, to protect us, to protect our properties, to protect the citizen of this country in a normal way. Because that policeman, whoever is in uniform, gets paid through our tax, and those who work, their taxes works a lot. Even some of those people who doesn't work, when we go in ShopRite, whatever, their taxes which they cut, levy and other things, which they get paid. So this kind of situation, the way it was and the way it is, there is a change, a big change for this.
Well, just in case you'd like to join us, I've just pasted the link in the comment section. Just click on it, and then you'll be able to join us. As I said, today we have about 4 topics that we are discussing, and one of them has to do with one of them is President Hakainde Hichilema says PF mismanaged Zambia for 10 years. The second one is Bowman Lusambo claims Zambians miss him being in parliament. Are you missing him? And then the third one is fuel price adjustments. What's your reaction? And the fourth one is Edgar Lungu's Aide camp in hot soup. So, Brother Moses, I'll ask you one question though. Where do you think the UPND government are failing?
On that point, the UP government are failing in terms of maybe some of officials in offices. Some of officials in offices, because to me personally, I have analyzed with a certain ministerial positions or ministers, they are doing so well. Some of them, I'm yet to get the full information about them or to follow them up so that I know. But according to the information on the ground, I may say some of these appointees are not working in expectation or in the line with the appointment from the president, so that the art the president is having for the Zambia is in union with these people whom he has ushered into this office to help him achieve what he promises for the Zambian people. Some
Okay.
maybe are there for their berries, we don't know. But it will be good for them if they cater in the line with the president.
Okay. Thank you very much.
I lay my yes.
Mr. Mpombo, which areas do we need realignment? Which areas are we failing as a government?
At the moment, I think in the communication, Mr. Perry, communication, it's fundamental. Look at in Ukraine, between Ukraine and Russia, communication, propaganda, communication, fundamental. People, they believe what you're telling them, they believe what they are listening. So if the communication is not going to be powerful from the ruling government, from the UPND government, it is going to be easy for people to do the propaganda. And unfortunately, propaganda reaches the people more than the good news and correct news. So communication, if it's not going to be very powerful, here we are going to see teachers going to protest. Instead of them, wait a little bit, discuss with the government. The government now is listening. They are not saying shut up. The other people, they used to shut up everyone. You should not talk. If you talk, they'll come at your house and they'll beat you up just for speaking.
That being said, you miss Mr. Lusambo?
Definitely no. I don't think, well, the quality of a leader, I don't think such type of leader. How can Mr. Lusambo discuss with the government of Italy? How can he manage?
Well, but he's saying that people are missing him.
He's saying it. Are the people saying the same thing?
Well, my question is, where is he getting that from?
Exactly. So
maybe there's people that love being whipped.
No. Disinformation, propaganda. If you want, let him do an assess. You come on the public fora, and then he asks a question, and then listen to the people who are going to say they want him, they love him. He's going to listen to them. If not the NATO forces from Kawat.
Well, then what's your comment regarding, I'd call, for lack of a better term, I'll call it a song that PF mismanaged the economy for 10 years. Do you still want to hear that from the president going forward, or he has to seek corrective measures?
Everyone knows that now. Everyone knows. Even the PF, Mr. Perry, I repeat, even the PF, they know that. Everyone knows. The police, they know. The Anti-Corruption Commission, they know. Even the people who are Mumushinomba, the chief, they are now saying, my goodness, we never knew. And the way they painted HH, the chiefs, they are saying, this is not the person they told us about. He is totally the opposite. So information is fundamental. If the UPND are not going to do better on that, I think it's going to be quite difficult for them. At the moment, they are working very well. It is just difficult, Mr. Perry, difficult. Many things were really left in problems. I would concur with our friends in the Patriotic Front when they said the dollar was less, infrastructure, all those things. And my answer, my observation can be this to the Patriotic Front. The country, Zambia as a nation, were not told. The Patriotic Front did not tell the Zambian people that we had about 12 billion United States dollars debt. They never told us. They never told us that the country, the government was owing contractors, Mr. Perry, about how much is that now? 600 million? About contractors. The Zambians are going to pay this. The government did everything, called the contractors, But they never paid the contractors. Who is going to pay them now? We are going to pay the contractors now. This government. These things, the government, the PF government never told the Zambians, so if we were in Zambia, we want to, let us reason on these terms. They didn't tell us that the country had $12 billion debt. One, they did not tell us that they are owing private companies millions and millions of kwacha. Three, yes.
Mr. Mpombo, are you going to say that the people are wrong for wanting the government to expedite these things?
Well, it is wrong. According to me, it is wrong. How can these guys pay all these things when the coffers were empty, Mr. Perry?
Well, the thing is, look, in my case, the president says that the economy was mismanaged for the past 10 years, right?
Yes.
And when you look at that, what's the evidence towards that? Who has been arrested?
No one. No one.
So who's lying between the two?
Exactly. That is the problem now. That's why now it is becoming.
I think
this song is becoming a bit frustrating.
Okay, hold on, Mr. Mpombo. Let's just go. Brother Moses has something to say. Let's give him a chance to speak as well.
You have posed the question. Yes, you have posed the question. Where is the evidence?
Yes.
We have the evidence. We have the money which was corrected from, is it Faith Musonda? If I may recall.
The question is who gave it to her?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
We might, listen, we might not get the
problem
listen,
is, as long as we don't ask these questions, information will be swept under the carpet all the time.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, there must be something hidden which we have not heard, but we know that the name which is coming out is Faith Musonda with that 57 and yes.
Brother Moses, that's not UPND's money. That's the money for Zambians. You know, at least they owe us, or they owe it to us to come and explain what was going on. You can't just
what I'm trying to say now is what is the evidence, because the coffer was found empty. You see, now as we are talking about where that money which could be found in the coffer of the government was found somewhere else. You see, so it means these people were stealing money, the money for our country being stored from the coffer of this nation into their pockets. This is an example, an example which I'm trying to help my brother there. Then he can take it from there.
Yeah, but again, look at it from my point of view, right? Okay.
Yeah.
You have these people that you say they stole, right?
Yes.
And none of them has been arrested, and they're the same people making noise. Okay, so why would they let them make noise when they know that they have evidence that they stole?
Yes.
Because those people are not supposed to be with us in society. They're supposed to be behind bars.
Yes.
That's the question now, which we Zambians.
No, my question is he should stop saying that people stole in the past 10 years.
The people want actions.
When nothing has been done, because it's just rhetoric. It's just
no one is in jail. No one was stolen. He's in jail. No one.
Yeah. So for me, I think he should just end at saying, okay, let bygones be bygones. Let's move forward as a nation. Maybe that's the best approach.
Because, look. Now if we say that, let us move forward, then we are barring something. You see, we are not doing the right thing. That's where now, as Zambians, we need to come out and ask the government, concurring with my brother there, Mr. Mpombo, saying, coming out, we have the information, and is it minister there, Mr. Manan, Madam Chushi, Kasanda, something like that. Those that government spokesperson should be coming out to explain to us Zambians so that we understand where is the base of this nation. where are we coming from, where are we going. In that way,
Yes.
things is
What
going to
is
be
the
okay.
status? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, okay, let me ask you these questions, my fellow panelists here. My question is, do you think that all of HH team, they have his like his philosophy in mind? They are like his they have the same goals, do they?
They are not. They are not. That's why I said some of these people in these positions, they should match with the idea of the president. If they are to achieve and to make the president fulfill the promises he made, 12 August, whatever, during campaign. And we need to scrutinize, sort out. If we find that this person is not suiting with the idea of the president, better that person to be demoted and appoint with a person who has the heart for the Zambians, so that they partner with the president to work and deliver to the Zambian people. That is my contribution.
Okay, Mr. Mpombo.
It's impossible. First of all, Mr. Perry, answering to the question, your question, do they think like HH? Do they have HH's philosophy? My answer is absolutely no, and it is impossible. Members of parliament, they can never have the same idea which a president has. The members of the parliament, they have a manifesto, the UPND manifesto, and they know what the president wants, but there are multiple and different issues concerning each and every constituency and ministerial ministerial. So they are quite different, and so they are supposed to be tackled differently. That's why it's quite difficult. The theory, they might understand it, which is now the theory can be the manifesto of the UPND. Now, the action or the reality might differ because of the situation of different ministerial positions and constituencies, I think, and also who is going to work with the member of parliament. Our president, what he has done, which I am okay with that, he has not changed each and everyone in any sector. He says he changed the one on top, and he says gradually we will see, we'll go and bonify. I would say this word, bonify the whole situation. But it's that one to bonify the whole situation is not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. I think it's going to be gradual, because if they harsh, where are we going to take those guys who are going to be removed or changed or suspended? Where are we going to take them? Because they are also Zambians, and the president is supposed to govern even those friends and brothers and sisters. So it's not going to be easy. It will take to change the picture or the physiognomy of HH government might take some time, but the actions should start now. Actions. Even putting, there's a guy in Kawata who sold water, saying that it was cooking oil. The judgment has already been given. They have punished that guy for selling only water, just a 5-liter container. It is on the social network. Is it Mr. Sorry, the other colleague on the panel? You remember this story? My friend on the panel.
Brother Moses.
Moses.
I remember now, I don't recall the name. Yes. Okay. I remember I don't recall the name.
Mr. Perry, this story,
Hello?
this guy sold water, faking that it was cooking oil. There has been the people, they arrested the guy and they punished him. The Zambian people, they just want some sort of punishment. You have stolen 2 million. Okay, we can bring back, even if you bring back a half, okay, You have constructed all these buildings. Action.
You know, the problem that I have, I think it stems from the time that the new president took over. You know, they were supposed to have a complete overhaul of the people that are in charge of making some of the policies and all that, because you have a few guys that are like, I would say it's a fly spoiling the fly in the ointment. You know, like it's just one fly just ruins everything. And if he said he was being methodical about it, but for me, I gave him the benefit of the doubt, because in every sector that you go, there's a learning curve. You know, it doesn't matter how educated you are. If you start a new job, you have to be trained. You have to learn the ropes. So I think this is the time when, for me, I personally believe that the president is selling himself short, and he has to look at his team and look at their core values. What are they in government for? Because if he's going to say, okay, this one was part of my campaign team, you know, they have to be in government, then he's going to have the wrong people altogether. You know, I'm not happy with the Minister of Health. They knew the problems that were going on, and they still went ahead and
yes, you are.
For me, that was an insult.
You are right. We were not going to expect that drugs would miss at the Ministry of Health when the government has issued. You see, where is the theory? The very beautiful theory of the UPND. The government has issued 600 million kwacha to solve the question of drugs. 600 million kwacha. What is the reality? We are still lacking drugs in hospitals. Now, can you help me understand, gentlemen?
Well, and then that's the issue, Mr. Mpumbo, because you can't use the same people that created a problem to solve a problem. You can't.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of people were so annoyed when he said he was being methodical, when those people are not let go. You know, that's the thing, because how are you going to introduce new policies when you have the old guard that to protect what they used to old ways?
Yeah, exactly.
If he can't let them go, you can move them to other departments where they will be new.
Yeah.
Other than just keeping them there, and then, you know, they say, what's the definition of insanity? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting change, and that's what the Minister of Health did.
Yeah, on that point.
Yes, brother Moses, speak it up, please. Hello.
Yes, frozen.
Yeah, you can pick it up, Mr. Pompo.
You are right, Mr. Perry. This is the thing, because you know, we have had 25.7 million CDF in the process of decentralization. We have had these things. Now, has this amount started working? We are now 6 months down. 6 months, 25.7. 6 months is half a year, and this 25.7 is supposed to be consumed within a year, Mr. Perry. Am I?
Yes, within a year.
Within a year. Now it's 6 months down. We haven't started using the 25.7 million. It's a question. I would ask this question to whoever maybe is responsible to explain. Come on, the money has been issued, Mr. Perry. The money has been issued. 6 months down. We are remaining with 6 months. When are we going to start using 25.7 million kwacha? When are we going to start using it? And I go to the Minister of Health. Jerome Kanika, a pharmacist, the one who disclosed the blunder at Zamra, that boy, that young man, the young pharmacist, is the one who denounced the scandal at Zamra. He is saying, even now, this boy is saying, these people, just as you have said, Mr. Perry, these people, they are incompetent. Even the people that they have chosen now, he says, they are incompetent. Why do I say they are incompetent? Jerome says, I quote, 600 million kwacha has been given to the Ministry of Health. Fantastic. Why the drugs are missing in the hospitals? What is the explanation? The money has been issued. Help me understand, guys.
That's what I was saying, because look, you know that the one of the most sensitive ministries is the Ministry of Health, because it borders around people's health, right? You know, you can mess around with the Ministry of Transportation, that's okay, but health, a lot of people, you have to save people's lives. And when the UPND were in opposition, you know, they saw the mistakes that were there.
Yes.
Now, at this point, if I were to say that the Minister of Health is incompetent, am I wrong?
I wouldn't say that she is. I don't think she is that incompetent.
But
Looking at her for these 6 months of myself,
who is going to take the blame for
it's
that?
The team she is working with, because the team she's working with, they're supposed to push whoever is responsible for procurement of drugs, because the Minister of Information, the Minister of Health, she is not responsible for the procurement of the drugs.
Exactly the point. You know, the thing is, Mr. Mpombo, you cannot use the same policies that have lacunas in them and then, you know, expect change. Those people knew what they're getting into. The first thing they're supposed to do was to make sure that they have a complete overhaul, you know, seek corrective measures, you know. They never did that.
To my only observation.
For me, that was an amateur move, you know, and that's what people are crying about. Remove these guys from there, and they decided to leave the same old guard there. Who knew where the old stock was? You know.
To my own observation, what I see on the Ministry of Health department, there are also some people behind there who are trying.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello, Brother Mpombo, you can pick it up. I think we've lost our Brother Moses.
Mr. Moses is having internet issues, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, he's having some internet problems, I think.
Okay, so in conclusion, though, let me ask this question. You know, you see, to be honest, I love our president. He's a, you know, he's an educated man, and he's different from the others, you know. But as I say,
yeah.
He has to look into the team that he has, and whoever doesn't align with his core values, I think has to be let go, because those are going to be pretty much a problem to him. So having said that, in about a minute or so, can you please highlight the good things that the UPND government has done? In as much as we complain, let's just highlight what they've done as well. You know, we just don't complain and say, okay, this is bad, but let's praise them where they do well as well. Isn't that right?
Before I conclude, due to network failure here,
yes,
I was saying, in the Ministry of Health, there are some people there who are trying to fail this government. So what it what we need here is tight supervision for those people, so that they will come out, be known that this person is not the right person in this ministry. In that way, maybe it can help, because at the end of yes,
Brother Wade, go ahead.
Yes, at the end, the blame will come to the Ministry of Health. You see, you can't go to those that is the group which is rotten or whatever. No, it's the head. You see, even if she's capable in that position, but those people who are underneath there working with the minister are the same who are having this problem, or who are trying by all means to mess up.
Okay, so we're almost coming to the end of our program. So in under a minute, can you highlight the good things that the UPND government has done, Brother Moses, and then we'll go to Brother Oscar Mbombo, who's going to close.
Yes, one, I think we have talked about peace in this country, and this is the first priority for every Zambian. We have got respect of, I think, humanity capacity, especially in terms of moving from one place to another, chatting with the police. Even if you have got a case, they have stored something, you go there, you report, they will come like you are a human being. That is happening.
Okay.
The other thing is free education. Yes, we have heard, and the children are full packed in the classroom. So they are even sitting down, buffalo, without some desk because of that free education. Almost every child wants to have access to education. It's good. We have seen things are changing. Even the sanity itself, the Zambia, there is that fresh air passing through. Any person can see that, yes, we are coming from somewhere to somewhere where we are going. There is a fresh air. That's like maybe you read Mukatimuti Kuriaka Subasana, then you sit down there. That's how this new government has done.
Okay, Brother Mpobo.
I think, I support the observation of my brother there. We have peace, no cadreism, no tribalism. Money issued from 1.5 to 25.7 million, unprecedented. And we have the respect for all the 10 provinces. The no segregation, and we now feel all Zambians. We are Zambians. UPND, PF, DF, whatever. Even Tayali, even Frank Tayali is a nice politician. He is free to do politics.
Yeah.
Everyone is very free. Everyone can speak. Everyone goes into the TV. The information. The journalists, they are free to utter whatever they want to. Free. Wonderful. All we are waiting for is now the people are eager. Car employment, those teachers, those doctors, those car employment. We want that one. I think the move, this president, we have hope. I have hope of this president. Really, we hope the members of parliament who are working for him cannot disappoint the Zambian people, because now they are not only going to disappoint HH, they are going to disappoint the Zambian people. And then a word for Mr. Garin Kombomedi.
Yes.
The Forest 27.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on that one.
We are still waiting for that.
27. Please.
Yeah. I don't know. He's been so quiet though. What's going on?
I know. So Garin Kombo, Car Forest 27.
I think he bit more than he could chew on that one.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
All right. This has been a presentation of ZCon. Up until next time, it's good night.
Good night.
Thank you.